Hey everybody, on this video we're going to be showing you some action from opening weekend in Kentucky. But before we get into the hunting, I'm going to show you guys what we do to prevent ticks from getting on us throughout the whole year. Ticks are especially bad during turkey season and when we're doing scouting in the summer, but we've had ticks on us all the way into January. When we were muzzleloader hunting in Ohio this past season, Keith had a tick on him and that was early January. So it's never a bad time to be thinking about preventing ticks. So if you remember last year, we were in Minnesota for the last turkey tour video. We were hunting with our buddy Corey. Corey shot a turkey on the last morning of Minnesota season and we all took off back home. And on my way home, I started feeling pretty bad and I got a fever, a real high fever, and I ended up not being able to drive the rest of the way home. I was so sick. I shacked up in a hotel for like 3 days and ended up finding a bullseye on my back and confirmed that I had Lyme disease. I took 2 weeks of antibiotics and after 2 weeks I did finally start to feel better, but it was a rough go. It was the sickest I've ever been. Really took the wind out of my sails for the summer because the first 2 weeks of it I just really felt pretty crappy. So Lyme disease is definitely one of the things we're trying to prevent. There's also Rocky Mountain spotted fever. There's also the thing where you can't eat red meat because you get allergic to it. I don't know what that's called, but ticks are bad. Definitely don't underestimate what can happen to you, because man, that was rough. It just wasn't a good time. So I highly recommend checking out permethrin. We use Sawyer permethrin. You can find Sawyer anywhere from Walmart to Cabela's. Basically any outdoor store is gonna have this stuff. Today is April 27th, and we've been hunting since March 6th. And before we started down in South Florida, I put permethrin on all my stuff. So today I'm gonna reapply. This is the first time I've reapplied, so the stuff lasts. It's not like you have to put it on, every time you go out. I've probably washed these clothes since then, I think 3 times. So I'm not washing them a ton, but I haven't had a single tick attached to me, and that is very abnormal. Most years, if I don't apply permethrin to my stuff, I'll have ticks on me every day, attached, crawling on me, whatever. And since I've started using it, it's got a lot better, but put quite a bit more on this last time and it's lasted a lot longer. So for example, Keith and I were walking around together all day. He did not have permethrin on his pants and he had like 5 ticks on him and I had none. I've been hunting with other people, like we were with Giannis from Meat Eater in Georgia, and he had ticks all around his belt line when we got back one night. And again, same thing, I'm sitting right next to the guy and I don't have any on me. So it definitely works. This stuff is good stuff. I would highly recommend checking it out and using it, especially if you're out in the woods during this time of the year. If you want to learn more, check the link in the description of this video and see what products Sawyer has to offer. Thanks for watching this video. Let's get to some Kentucky hunting action.
All right, good morning everybody. It's clearly late into the morning and we are running late this morning, which tends to happen. Some days, you just aren't up and at 'em quickly, but it's real foggy, pretty chilly, real wet, rained yesterday evening, and the humidity just set in, and it's just, I don't know, kind of a dreary morning. It's clear, so once the fog burns off, it'll be probably pretty nice, but going back in here to where we hunted last night, we're just gonna work our way up there. There's tons of sign, and I'm sure there's more than just one turkey back here, to be honest, as much sign as we saw. So we're just gonna try to stay positive and not worry about being late. I'm sure it's not gonna be the end of the world, because it never is. We got a long drive. It was foggy. It was pretty unsafe driving conditions, so I'm glad we just made it here safely. That's the number one thing. So Ben and Colin are with me. They're way up ahead, going up that ridge. And hopefully we get on some turkeys today. I'd say we got a pretty good chance. So he's like right up there. Tried to stay off the top of the point so he'll see us. I think he's 200 or 300. Pretty much where Zach and I bumped him yesterday. Yesterday, basically, Zach and I set up on the top of this high point. A lot of ridges come together there. We thought we were drumming for a long time, couldn't locate it, and eventually moved off and spooked a bird. He was down on this side, whereas we thought he was that way. He just gobbled up in this bowl one time to a pileated woodpecker. Let's see, he's still on the tree. That's the only definite gobble that I've heard so far. I don't think he's 200 to 300 yards. What the heck's pileated? We should be able to drop off the steep side and then around to get to that flat if we need to. Call them up onto that flat. Anything on this side is going to be super loud, I think. Anything on the ridgeline is probably exposed. You slip on the front of this big chestnut and I'll slip on the right side. Just set up in case there's something that happens. Man. Way out here, huh? Left. To the left. I think it was like that. Okay. Then Colin, I think we should drop off the back right here. Go around. And just kind of go down and try to get up on that tip top with him. Yeah. Let's slide back here to bed. Where's he at? Same place. Not far at all. Let's get set up. I want to get, maybe even go back. Like right there. Where you can get behind that lip. Yeah. Just tuck it back. You'll bring him right back. Don't get too wild, but like, just keep us inside. Yeah. We got him. That's insanity. That's insanity, Colin! Buddy! Yes, sir! I ain't kidding you, that was one of the most intense, son! I thought he was... Who's this Paul Robinson? Yeah, dude. I was getting a heart attack, dude. I thought he was gonna come right on top of me.
I just shot him off my right bicep. I'm left-handed.
Great shot, dude. Dude, fantastic. How far was that? It was 35. Did you guys move at all? No, he just circled right around the top of it.
Oh my God, boys.
You did great, man. That was sweet.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said on the way here, he'd forgot his mouth calls again today. So I gave him the Ninja Ghost.
Yeah, boy.
And I said, you know, you're at your best. As soon as he started calling, I was like, this is the best he's ever been.
That sounded good.
Dude, that's fun, dropping back like that.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
Great job.
dude, heck
Dude,
yeah.
the shot, dude, is
guys-
so
oh, man.
sick. The footage is so ridiculous. Oh, that's a turkey dance. Give it to him, Colin. That's so sick, dude.
My stomach is like...
He's just growling something nasty.
Fried.
So nasty.
It was rough.
Dude, I thought the whole time, I was like, this is going on long enough. I can't imagine Colin's keeping it together. Or he's just completely gone, because then...
I wasn't keeping it.
Sweet. You did.
I thought you were closer. I was like...
He asked if it was safe, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, you're good.
I told
Yeah.
Zach, I'm like, I hope Ben's ready. Because I'm facing this way. He gobbled over here and Zach's like, get around that tree. So he dropped and I shot like this. My gun was on my bicep. And he just like, full sun just came in and like,
I mean,
I caught a sliver. I said, I see him.
dude, he was like,
See him necking?
oh
He
yeah.
necked and he necked up. I said, Zach, do you see him? He just said, shoot him.
I say shoot him, and the son doesn't even have his safety off. He clicks the dang safety off, and I'm just like stressing.
And then he did one of these. He was real close to that tree. Like,
Oh yeah, he started moving a little bit.
head tree, like his beak was touching it in my line of sight. I'm like, oh boy.
Good deal, dude. Oh,
Hey,
dude,
thanks for letting me be shooter this morning.
we hunted together so much. You and I last year. Keith a lot too. And I haven't got to hunt with any of you guys until yesterday.
Yeah.
And like, it's just been fun, man. Because it's like you get used to hunting with a group, and then all of a sudden it's like, I miss hunting with those guys.
We
jump into it our first day of turkey hunting of the year. You know?
we hunted hard together last year. I mean, we were not necessarily me and you every day, but we were in camp together every day for like 7 weeks.
Oh yeah.
It was
Basically 2 months,
It
right?
was-
I mean,
yeah,
at
it
least 2
it
months.
was gnarly. It was awesome. Like, dude, I'm having a job this year. I'm at home like bummed out because I'm like, I'll get a Snapchat or something and be like, oh, Zach shot one in somewhere. And be like, at work, and my buddy's like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, really wish I was there. Really don't want to be doing electrical work right now.
But see this bird, hold that sign up. Here, get him up.
There's a
on-
lot.
Yeah, let's get him up on that log.
So strangely, this turkey's got a decent amount of like red, bronzish red in the tips of his beard. It's like frosted tips in the 90s.
It's kind of cool. It's hard to see.
It's real faint.
Yeah, that's one of the first things we noticed. It's definitely not blood, because there's no blood
Yeah.
on the turkey's head hardly.
And it's just the tips, like last half inch or so is just real bronzish. Almost the same color as some of these color feathers. Pretty cool. So when I first set up, I'm faced like this, and he was gobbling to the point where he was like directly where you are, Ben. We were here for a long time. 90% of the time I was sitting right like this, but I like accidentally got way too low, Like I slid down, so I was real uncomfortable. We saw him
Right here, right directly
right
behind that.
There was no good opportunity. And then he was just like gone.
After he started moving this way, he changed his demeanor a little bit. He was still strutting, but he wasn't spitting as often. But every time he did, it was like, man, it seems like he's moving to the left. Now, you can see how close that turkey was. I mean, he was in easy range. He was actually closer when he popped up the first time than he was the second time. He was probably only 25 yards.
If that.
Yeah, when he popped up that first time. So when he's moving around us, he's still only 25, 30 yards around us. Even though that turkey's close, it can be stressful. I mean, at that point, Colin was visibly shaking. And like, it is stressful, but you have to shift the gun to the turkey. And in Colin's situation, he's left-handed, so it's easier for him to actually go this way. But he needed to get all the way back to his weak side. Every time that turkey would spit, that's confirmation that he's still there. And what we did is just basically pulled these leaves back and then just got up here. I got up here.
And then I did one of these, and I shifted my legs, and I just rolled. I had the gun in this hand, and I rolled like this. And this is pretty much all the farther I got. And I did one of these, and I set up basically that. I was just kind of like real low on the gun, didn't know where he was, and then I just caught movement right there, just caught a glimpse of movement. I said, Zach, he's right here. Real poor, like,
Shooting form.
real poor form. And I'm gonna be honest, if I put this red dot on here like a week and a half ago, if I was shooting down the bead, like, I don't think that one would have happened.
You don't think you would have got him?
No, because my gun was like this. Like, I wasn't in it. I couldn't get all the way, down. Kind of lazy with it, to be honest.
But the whole point of the move is if he pops up there and we're off the side of the tree facing this way, there's now just this big blob with a gun and a body and knees sticking up. Like, the turkey, he's probably seen that before if he's living on public land. And even if he hasn't, it's something that's not natural in the woods. So you got to think of it like you're already trying to sound like a hen. Noises in the leaves isn't a big deal. So if you're moving and you're rustling leaves, it may just help you. But when you make that move, commit to it and then just sit there and listen. And listen for confirmation, whether it's walking, gobbling, drumming, spitting, whatever it may be. And that's what happened. We got turned around, it was just like, listen. You can hear him spit. It's like, okay, we're good. Now it's just like, just listen for that spit and now relocate exactly where he's at, up on that hill, above you, below you, whatever it may be. Don't be afraid to shift. Shifting is like the #1 way you shoot turkeys without decoys, because like they're usually going to do something slightly different than what you anticipate.
When you're hunting with another person, one person's going to go, then the other person's going to go. That other person can be, this covers up. But if you're sitting here doing this, everything he does, his pack leaning back against the tree, like, that covers all that up.
That's a really good point. That sound, and this is pretty quiet, but on other vests, sometimes it's just like super unnatural. What you were wearing yesterday has more of like a rough back on it.
Canvas.
And it just like, so if you're doing this covers that noise, and it definitely makes it sound better.
Yeah.
Cool.
Species. American turkey.
Man, it's crazy you got him in Stitt County.
That's Bart County, Kentucky.